things like this really gets under my skin. Chicago Mayor eyes $25 million plan to cover rent for illegal immigrants. How is he better than Lori Lightfoot? How is he better than Mr. Lightfoot? Miss Lightfoot, pun intended. But how is he even better? So they put in a coon to replace it with a coon. Then it states liberal Brandon Johnson wants rental assistance, expedited work permits for Chicago's illegal population. How does that resonate with you, family? I mean, and really, when we look at the sanctuary cities, I don't have a list. There's a long list of sanctuary cities where a lot of Black Americans, foundational Black Americans reside. And millions upon millions of dollars is being granted to people who are not even citizens of this country. Instead of doing things that are constitutionally correct, because a lot of these so-called asylum seekers, if we really look up what asylum means in America, none of these people are pending political prosecution from their country. Right? And a lot of times we kind of lean and we kind of gravitate towards Mexico, but no, it's not only Mexico, it's South America as well, and Central America. These people are coming hundreds of miles because we have democratic shields and people in place to provide shelter, food, water, and jobs. See, so instead of empowering and employing and sheltering Black Americans who need it the most, we rather use these groups as buffer groups as the new voting base for the Democratic Party. But you guys keep voting them in. You keep voting them in. I mean, when these people are running, there should be only one question. What are you going to do for the Black Americans of Chicago? If they start double speaking and speaking outside the side of their neck and start tap dancing and avoiding and deflecting the question, they are not the candidate for you. If they're not speaking to your own personal and special interests of the community, then the candidate is not for you. And then more times than not, if the Democratic Party has presented a candidate for you, meaning that he has money behind him that didn't come from a grassroots source, then chances are he's a coon. Then chances are he's an agent. Then chances are he'll be doing the bidding of the Democratic Party and not the best interest of his constituents. No, no, no. More times than not, if they are not homegrown candidates that you are promoting, that you have produced, then you already know the result, because this is the result. Let me read a little bit here. Chicago's new far-left Mayor Brandon Johnson is working to implement a $25 million program that will subsidize rent costs for illegal immigrants, a plan that comes as Johnson's liberal allies press him to cut funding for other priorities such as policing. So much for high crime in Chicago, where we're going to lock down on police brutality and we're going to make sure that Chicago's South Side is cleaned up. No, Johnson is eyeing a plan to provide more than 6,500 illegal immigrants with 6 months of rental assistance. That means for 6 months their rent is going to be paid. A program that will cost $25 million, according to the Chicago Tribune. Both city and state taxpayers will be on the hook for the plan, given that Johnson is seeking a state assistance to fund it. In addition to the rent subsidies, Johnson wants to work with the federal government to expedite work permits for the illegal immigrants so they can sustain themselves after the subsidies expire. You can characterize our strategies at ultimately resettlement. Johnson's deputy chief of staff. Doesn't matter who the person is, but the point of the matter is they're providing room, board, and well as a job. When have they done that for Black Americans? When did they say, you know what, those of you who are underemployed, unemployed, who are struggling, not only we're going to help you with your rent, we're going to help you with your rental assistance, we're going to help you with your mortgage, help you get back on your feet. We're also going to provide you with jobs. Because a lot of you would like to believe that a lot of these immigrants come over here with all these construction skills. With all these construction skills, well, you know, those immigrants, man, they know how to build stuff from the ground up. No, they do not. A lot of them do not. Do some of them come over here knowing how to build a house, know how to develop a neighborhood? Some of them do. A lot of them learn on the job. A lot of them learn how to bricklay. A lot of them learn how to pour concrete. A lot of them know how to do framing. A lot of them learn on the job how to do roofing. They learn these things here in America on the job from their compadres. All this money that these cities all of a sudden come up with, why can't they empower the black citizens who are struggling and are dying on the streets? Because we know there's an agenda at hand. And for this family, the problem could be us. We continue to vote these fools in, knowing that they promise us nothing. Because as they stated, who's cutting the check on this one? The Chicago residents are cutting the check because they're using taxpayers' dollars to fund this initiative. That's what's going on.